Good morning, students. This is Latif sir. In this video, I'll discuss about the second chapter of class 8 chemistry. The topic is physical and chemical changes. Physical and chemical changes. First, you have to know what is a change. A change is a transformation. A change is a transformation of a substance from one state to another state or from one form to another form. For example, conversion of ice into water is an example of a change, or conversion of water into water vapor. Okay, so a change is a transformation of a substance from one form into another form, and a change may alter the physical or chemical or both the properties of the substance. Okay, a change may alter the physical or chemical or both the properties of the substance, and there are many type of changes occurring around us, and some of these changes are given here. So first type of change is desirable and undesirable changes. So first you have to know what are these desirable changes. A change that is useful to us, that is not harmful to us, is called a desirable change. A change that is useful to us is called desirable change. For example, growing up of a child, or construction of a house. These are example of desirable change. An undesirable change, a change that is not useful, or that is harmful to us. Is called an undesirable change. For example, global warming, formation of smoke. These are some examples of undesirable change. Okay. Next type of change, natural change and man-made change. Natural change, a change that occurs naturally. A change that occurs naturally is called natural change. For example, changing of season. Huh, is a graying of hair. These are natural change. Next, man-made change. Man-made change, a change that occurs due to the action of human beings. Okay, natural change occur without help of human being, while man-made change, a change that occurs due to the action of human being or with the help of human beings. Okay. So a change that occurs due to the action of human beings is called a man-made change. Example, making of electronic gadgets, extraction of metals from ores. Okay, so these are example of man-made change. Next type of change, reversible and irreversible change. Reversible. So what are these reversible changes? Reversible change, a change that can be reversed in opposite direction. Okay, so a change that can be reversed by reversing the conditions that brought about the change is called reversible change. A change that can be reversed by reversing the conditions that brought about the change is called reversible change. For example, melting of ice on heating and then freezing of water on cooling, it again becomes ice. Okay, so melting of ice on heating and then freezing of water on cooling to get ice, these are reversible changes. An irreversible change, a change that cannot be reversed in opposite direction. Irreversible change that cannot be reversed is called an irreversible change. For example, boiled vegetables cannot be brought back into the raw forms, into its original forms. Okay, so boiled vegetables cannot. This is an irreversible change. Okay, so a change that cannot be reversed is called an irreversible change. Next type of change, slow change and fast changes. Slow change, The slow change, a change that take place very slowly. Okay, that is occurs over a long period of time. So those changes occurring very slowly, they are slow change. Okay, so a change that takes place very slowly, that is occurs over a long period of time, is called slow change. For example, formation of formation of curd from milk, and growing of trees, these are some examples of slow change. And now fast change, a change that take place very fast, that is occur over a very short period of time. A change that take place very fast, that is occurs over a very short period of time, is called fast change. For example, bursting of firecrackers, burning of fuel, bursting of firecrackers, and tearing of paper, these are very fast change. Okay, next type of change, exothermic and endothermic. Exothermic means heat released. In this changes, heat is released. Okay, and so exothermic change means a change in which energy, that is heat, is released. So a change in which energy is released in the form of heat is called exothermic change. For example, burning of fuel is an example of exothermic uh, exothermic change. Burning of fuel. Okay, desublimation of iodine vapor and addition of water to acid. Burning of fuel, these are some example of exothermic change. And now endothermic means energy is absorbed. Okay, so a change in which energy is absorbed in the form of heat is called endothermic change. A change in which energy is absorbed in the form of heat is called an endothermic change. For example, cooking of food is an endothermic change. Melting of ice cream is an example of endothermic change. Sublimation, evaporation, all these processes are endothermic change. Next type of change, periodic and non-periodic change. Periodic change, first say periodic change. Periodic change, a change that repeated after a regular interval of time. A change that is repeated after a regular interval of time. For example, the rotation of earth. The rotation of earth is a periodic change. Or motion of the hands of clock. Motion of the hands of clock is an example of periodic change. Okay, so a change that is repeated after a regular interval of time is called periodic change. And non-periodic change, a change that is not repeated. A change that is not repeated after a regular interval of time is called a non-periodic change. That is not repeated after a regular interval of time. For example, thunder and lightning. The occurrence of rain, thunder and lightning, natural disasters. These are some examples of non-periodic change. These changes are not repeated after a regular interval of time. Next type of change, physical and chemical change. Physical and chemical change. So first, physical change. What are physical change? Physical change, a change in which chemical composition of the substance remain the same. That is, there is no change in chemical composition of this substance in physical change. So a change in which the chemical composition of a substance remain the same, that is unaltered, is called physical change. For example, cutting of clothes. folding of clothes, okay, sedimentation, decantation. So these are examples of physical change. In these physical changes, there is no change in chemical composition of the substance. And chemical change, a chemical change in which chemical change is a change in which chemical composition of the substance changes. In chemical change, chemical composition of the substance changes. Okay, so a change in which the chemical composition of a substance changes is called chemical change. For example, burning of magnesium ribbon in air. Okay, burning of magnesium ribbon in air, uh, combination of acid with base, curdling of milk. These are some example of chemical changes. Okay, and in this chapter you have to read separately about physical changes and chemical changes. So now see physical changes. I have already told what are physical changes. A physical change is a change in which there is no change in chemical composition of the substance. There is only change in physical properties, only change in physical properties, like change in shape, change in size, change in uh, physical state. Okay, so physical changes, changes in which the original substance does not undergo any change in its chemical composition. The original substance does not undergo any change in its chemical composition, and hence no new products, no new substance is formed, are called physical change. Okay, in physical change there is no change in chemical composition of the substance and there is no new product formation. Okay, now see, this is some example of physical changes. I have already told uh, crystallization, sublimation, cooling, heating, okay, and fractional distillation, filtration, magnetic separation. All these are physical change. Okay, so example of physical change are given here. Now see characteristic or properties or features of a physical change. The main feature of a physical change. In physical change, there is a change only in the physical properties. That is, there is a change only in the appearance of this substance, like change in shape, change in size, change in color, change in volume, density, texture, state, strength, durability. So these are physical properties, and change in these physical properties are known as physical change. Okay, so there is a change only in the physical properties of the substance. And second point, there is no new product formation in physical change. So no new products are formed as the substance does not undergo a change in its chemical composition. Okay, third point, there is no gain or loss of mass during this change. There is no gain or loss of mass during this change, that is during physical change. That is, mass remain constant during physical change. Okay, now next point, next feature of physical change. Physical changes may be both reversible as well as irreversible. Okay, physical changes may be both reversible as well as irreversible. Huh. For example, folding of clothes. Folding of clothes is a reversible physical change, while cutting of a cloth is a irreversible physical change. So physical change may be both reversible physical change or irreversible physical change. Next point, in physical change, there is no net gain or loss of energy in a reversible physical change. There is no net gain or loss of energy in a reversible physical change. Okay, so these are some feature or properties of physical change. Now see two types of physical change: reversible physical change and irreversible physical change. So first, reversible physical change. Reversible physical change are those physical change which can be reversed by changing the conditions, external conditions. Okay. For example, if we place some water in the freezer of a refrigerator, if we place some water in the freezer of a refrigerator, after some time we'll see that the water changes into ice, that is liquid water changes into ice. This is a physical change. Okay, the liquid water will be changed into ice, and after some time if we after taking away if we provide same amount of energy or heat to the ice, it again converts into water. Okay, so you can convert water into ice by taking away heat or taking away energy from the water. Similarly, you can convert the ice into liquid water by applying or by supplying same amount of energy to the ice. Okay, so freezing of water and melting of ice are reversible physical change. Some other example of reversible physical changes are given here: boiling of water, melting of ice cream. These are some others reversible physical changes, example of some other reversible physical changes. Okay, dissolution of sugar in water, glowing of a bulb, melting of ice cream. Now see, irreversible physical changes, that is physical changes that cannot be reversed in opposite direction by changing the external condition. Okay, so physical changes can also be irreversible. For example, when an inflated balloon is brought near a lighted bulb or near a candle, what you will see, the balloon will be burst. This change is a irreversible physical change. Okay, so physical changes can also be irreversible. For example, when an inflated balloon is brought near a lighted bulb or candle, it bursts, and this change is irreversible physical change. Okay, so physical change may be irreversible and irreversible. Okay, again in next day some more example of irreversible physical changes are given here, you can see. Okay, cutting of diamond, tearing of paper, peeling and chopping of vegetable. These are some other example of irreversible physical changes. Okay, so in next video I'll discuss about chemical changes. Thank you, students.